All right, so I haven't even been out here since you did this. I know you started off with concrete, and you were dumb enough to take all this concrete out by yourself, so you did that. And then we started looking at, we had spare panels, and we kind of said, well, let's just try experimenting with different things. And we did, I know you did, if I remember correctly, you did some quart.
The black ones.
The black ones are pro panels.
And then the green
and then the
ones
quart,
on that
we
side.
did quart over there. You liked the quart because you liked the fact that it had all the ribs came all the way up.
Yes.
But then we said, well, let's try, because of dollar amounts, let's try the Champion, which is the 3/4 inch panel. And I think we gave you enough to do kind of like this front apron, correct?
Yes, sir.
And so
actually, right from here
this point on
forward.
Okay. So what did you do? I mean, when I came out a couple times, you had the concrete was out, and then you brought in, and initially you had all your concrete from here pulverized, and you were going to use that to put into the cells of the panels, which wasn't a bad idea to fill the cells up.
But I didn't do it.
But you decided not to do it.
I didn't do it on these.
You didn't do it. So so up here you did some.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is. It was more work. That's what we're trying to, and we're playing with some ideas now of making a thinner panel that has the ribs, go all the way up. But so you basically you graded this, compacted it.
Yes.
Then you put the fabric down, and then you lock the Champion together, and then the fabric on top, because obviously you filled it with sand. And that was it.
I didn't fill it.
Well, you filled the pavers with sand, didn't you? You broomed the sand.
Yeah.
But that fabric underneath of the on top of the panel kept that sand from running through.
Correct.
And then you put a fabric on the ground prior to the panel.
Correct.
Okay. So have you seen? I mean, when I walk on it, it's really bizarre. I mean, I walk on here where I know a panel is 1.25 inches thick, and I got a panel over there that's 1.25 inches thick that's got ribs everywhere. And then I come down to here and I can't feel a dang thing different.
No, there isn't. And I'm even driving on them.
Well, that's why I love that you did it here, because this was like the worst spot. You get more, have more time coming in here than you are parking up there. Correct. So this has got to get the most abuse. But you're a hell of a craftsman. You're a contractor. You've done this kind of stuff your whole life. So not many people would, I'm not saying. I look at this as, this is amazing as a driveway, but most people would do this as a little small patio or a walkway. You were dumb enough to say, let's just take all the concrete out, but it worked, and it's amazing. And just so you guys know, not only did he do all this, he got all these pavers from a friend of his, and he hauled them all back here, paver by paver. So, Al's kind of an extraordinary, individual. But my God, look what you did. It just looks great.
Everybody loves it.
Oh gosh, how could you not?
I get neighbors. I had one lady go by and says, I'm going to have my husband come by, and he came by and he says, I'm not doing that. And I said, well, why not? I said, if an old guy like me can do it, you certainly should be.
But I would imagine, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, let's take out the fact that you had to have the pavers and you pulled them all up. But if the pavers had been delivered to you, and this had been an area that was a part of your yard that was grass, and you had to cut it down, just compact it, panels, and put pavers on top, that doesn't seem like that was the hard part. No. It's getting the concrete out, and I saw what you had to do. You look around us, you had to pull this concrete out.
I did.
But if you just had to do an area that you said, I want to do a 20 by 20 patio area or a parking area for my boat, and just remove the grass and compact it, panels, done.
It can be done in a couple of days, doing it by yourself.
Yeah.
What's interesting now, we had a conversation this morning, and I don't want to be a spoiler to a new video we're going to be doing, but we had a gentleman. He's a contractor like yourself up in Pennsylvania, and they lives in a community where I guess they have an area about, from what I gather, 5 or 6 feet wide on either side of this road, and it's pavers. And in their homeowner's budget, every year they budget to take those pavers out, regrade the ground, and put them back in because of the frost heave. And they're up in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And we didn't know he was doing this. And he got the Champion panels, did the same thing you did here, put the fabric down, put the panel down, filled it with sand. He filled the inside of the panels with sand because he wanted to do that. Put the fabric on top of the panel, put the pavers in. This is the second winter now that they've not had to do anything. He goes, I don't know what the hell you guys designed here, but it's not being affected by frost heave, at least in this scenario that every year we had this, we no longer have it. So why would everybody not go this way? And that's, our whole point now is that, we're, as you know, I like to look at examples, watch them, see what happens. We did it with golf, we did it with sports fields, we do it with courts now. But we're just looking at what you did here and say, God, why would I not do this in my driveway if I could do it myself and not dig down? If you guys don't know, typically I think Al could probably tell me. I mean, what typically you would go down like 6 inches down.
6 to 8 inches.
Remove that.
That's what they did over there.
Okay, so 6 to 8 inches, grading with then a heavy 1 inch minus stone, something like that. Then go to like 84, and then fines,
Yep.
and then this, and then that, and then all that, and then. But you didn't have to do that.
This has just got some sand and some crushed cement, so I could just level it
Yeah.
easily.
So once your concrete was gone, you didn't go down any. You
I did not.
Yeah. Well, it's back. It's really great. I mean, I tell you,
I actually had to bring a little bit in because the panel was thinner,
right,
and the pavers were, thicker.
right.
But I still had to come up probably about an inch, and I just put crushed cement in there and took a rake and leveled it out and put the panels down. And
It's a lot easier coming up than it is going down.
it was.
No, I mean, it's it looks great.
I also took a lot of pains in putting these in, so it was just level with the the cement out there to see if it was going to move.
Right.
And it doesn't move.
No, what I'm looking at, what I'm amazed by is that what you did here is every bit as good as what's done across the street by a professional paving company.
Yeah.
And you
They spent a lot of money over there.
Yeah, and you've done this, yourself. So now this is awesome, brother. Well, we want to just kind of see it. We want to drive on it. We want to kind of, it's solid. I mean, it's not going anywhere. That's for sure. I mean, it can't.
But I did not fill them. So
yeah,
I filled those over there because the ribs weren't up.
Yeah, no, I get that. And we're still debating whether we think guys should pour sand in or not. But again, it's extra material, extra time. If we don't have to do it, why the hell do it?
I don't think it would make a problem. But you said because of expansion and stuff. But
yeah. This is the best we, again, we're working on some ideas of making this thinner panel, have all the ribs come all the way up to the top like they are on the court panel. And that would be, the ideal thing. Yeah. Even if it's make a.
But I was hesitant at first, but I put some down and I walked on them and stuff, even without the sand and stuff, and they were solid.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, it looks great. So we're going to drive on a little bit, and then that's awesome, man.
Bring something big on it.
Yeah. Well, thanks.
Like I said, when I had these up here, I had a forklift with all the pavers driving across my lawn and on these panels, and nothing.
Nothing.
No,
that's
great. You're talking one of these big forklifts.
Plus a pallet of pavers on there. Good God, what do you be, a couple thousand pounds?
I actually had 2 pallets. They were too high.
That's a lot of weight.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of weight.
So.
Well, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And here you go, guys. This is one of the first paver installations for a driveway on Champion panels. One of the things that Al did, he did the whole driveway. But, a lot of folks might be looking to do what he's done here, the entranceway to his house, his little porch, his area under his shed, a place where you're going to barbecue. So, this is an ambitious project that we said. This takes a lot for a guy to do this. But more importantly, we could do it with the end user can do it, and we provide a better way of doing it than traditional 1,000-year-old technology. So, that's the great thing about it. But this is a walkway. So this is really just, cutting the grass, grading it, compacting it, putting the paver, the Champion panel down, put pavers on top, and you've got a walkway. So anybody can do this. That's my whole point about this whole system that we've created here. I call it the great equalizer. You don't need to do all this stuff you've done before. You've been doing it wrong before. And I know that's a bold statement to say, but I think we've got enough history with what we're doing with synthetic turf and our new court system and things like this. We just think that you've been doing it wrong all these years. And we want to show you how to do it a better, faster, easier, and hopefully a longer lasting project. So again, you may not do a driveway, but you sure as heck have an opportunity to do a porch or a walkway. I just want to drive back and forth on this area, especially the area with the 3/4 inch Champion panel, but give you an idea of what we got here, and you're looking for movement and settling, but my truck's 7,000 pounds. I don't think we're seeing anything and any movement, and I don't feel anything, that's for sure. This area that we're driving over, he's not got all of his sand in that's locking his pavers together, so the more sand you put in, the more they lock together. But I think that we're proving the point that You're not seeing a drop with the paver. You might see a little shift in the paver. That's just because the sand's not in there, and that's the sand is the thing that locks everything together. So, but anyway, I'm quite impressed. So there you go.